Yo, welcome to another episode of Beats and Ball Talk Playoff Edition. It is Saturday, April 18th. Michigan has a spring game today, so that's awesome too. We gotta update that. I'll let you know how that goes when the next episode pops up. I think I'm gonna start having episodes a little bit spread out, so maybe once a weekers or once every two or twice a week. So we'll see how it goes. Maybe not so much. Don't want to infiltrate your systems like that. But like I said, this is the playoff edition, NBA version. So I will give my predictions. They will not be like everybody else's predictions, obviously. They will be a little bit different than everybody else's predictions. As you can see, rocking my Luka Doncic jersey. So that may have something to do with my predictions today. But hey, we're here to have fun, like it or love it. We out here. I want to start the show off with giving birthday wishes. I know I haven't been on the last couple of days. Jackie Robinson Day, Tax Day. I apologize. But I want to give a shout out for Redman. He had a birthday yesterday, I believe. He turns 56. So shout out to that Aries. I believe it was Aries. I don't know. I'm not really into the horoscope. But shout out to Redman, one of my favorite artists. Dope artist. He turns 56. Fredro Starr has a birthday today. Happy birthday to Fredro Starr. Ski Mask, Slum God. Dresta, Baby Gangster, man. He had this hung on Snoop Dogg. Is so funny. The video is super funny. Anyway, yeah, if you guys haven't seen that, go check that out. But I grew up bumping Dog Pound and, all those dudes. Anyway, Miguel Cabrera, he turns 43. Miguel Cabrera, former first baseman of the Detroit Tigers. Derek Brooks, former linebacker. I believe Derek Brooks, I think he just played for the Buccaneers or the Chiefs, one of the two. He turns 53 today, so happy birthday to those guys. Also, I wanted to bring up Ice Spice. Shout out to Ice Spice, man. I'm not a big fan of her music, but I definitely respect Ice Spice now after seeing what she did at McDonald's. First of all, shout out to her to going to McDonald's just with her homegirl chilling. And shout out to her not turning down the fade, like not being disrespected, not turning down the fade. Even when a dude, a grown man, I don't even know if it was a grown man, but a guy was trying to fight her. So shout out to her. Yeah, I just want to give her P's and Q's. She's not going to see this. But anyway, with that being said, we're going to get to the playoff version of it. Yeah, man, NBA playoffs is here. They start today. I'll go with the games. Well, I'll just jump right into it. The Saturday games, we'll just go into the Lakers. We'll just jump right into it. The Lakers, they have the Saturday games. LeBron James, he's averaging 20.9 points a game, almost 21, 6.1 assists and 6.1 rebounds and 7.2 assists this year. And KD is averaging 26 points a game, 5.5 rebounds, and 4.8 assists. So, Rockets are heavy favorites. I believe I have the Rockets winning this series. Yeah, it's pretty downer for me to say that, but I think, and I'm gonna do like Nick Wright. If Luka comes back and they're still within striking distance, I can change my bet. But I believe the Rockets will probably win this in 7, probably 6. But if it does get pushed to 7, there's a chance that the Lakers could outtake them. But I'm looking for the Rockets to probably end this in 6. So game 1 today, I think the Lakers might come out in game 1 and win it. I really do think that. but there's a possibility. I can also see the Rockets like kind of blowing them out and in the first game. But the Rockets, if the games are close and the series is close, the Rockets will find some way to lose the game. So that's one thing to be mindful of. But yeah, as a Laker fan, I still think that there's a possibility for us to win. But as a realist, as a person that's just got to pick this straight up and down, I would go Rockets in 6. As a fan that's just trying to reach out for it, Lakers in 7. So I know, totally confusing. But in all seriousness, Rockets will probably advance, and they'll probably advance in 6 games. The next series I have on the docket is the Nuggets and the Timberwolves. Joker is averaging a triple double, just pretty much walking on the court. 27.7 points a game, 13, 13 rebounds, and 10.7 assists. So he's nearly averaging 13 rebounds and 11 assists. And he's playing great defense. He's been a force to be reckoned with. They've been a good team. Jamal Murray's been hitting his threes. Ant is just coming back from his injury. It looks like he's getting back into shape. Anthony Edwards averaging 28.8 this year with 5 rebounds and 3.7 assists. And so they got some shooters too, and how they direct stuff. So it'll be interesting to see. I do have the Nuggets advancing, to the next round. Nuggets just more dangerous team, and Joker just seems to be a force to be reckoned with. So, but it will be interesting to see how the first game of the series goes. I always like seeing how the first game of the series goes, because it really it doesn't determine usually how the series goes, but it does determine like how teams are going to play the other team. So should be interesting to see, especially how this one goes, especially with the Timberwolves being so dominant in the Western Conference the last couple of years. So also the next game on the docket that'll be played as well today would be the Cavs and the Raptors. Cavaliers have Donovan Mitchell, who's averaging 28 a game. He's averaging 4.5 rebounds and 5.7 assists. For someone that's about 6'1", that's amazing. Brandon Ingram on the other side for the Raptors is averaging 21.5, 5.6, and 3.7 assists. This one has been a toss-up for me, but I'm really going with the Cavs just because of the talent level. But I can see, I can totally see the Raptors pulling this one out, just because Brandon Ingram is such a dominant offensive force, and he can go off. I do feel like the Cavs don't really have someone that can really play with him, just because of his height and size, but they do have someone that can muscle him. So, once again, interesting to see these first games and how it plays out. I like how these matches are shaping up to be. So, it should be fun. And also, another game on the docket. I think this game is going to be starting here pretty soon. The Knicks and the Hawks. The Knicks, who have Jalen Brunson, who's averaging 26 a game, 3.3, I can't read my handwriting, 3.3 rebounds and 6.8 assists. And then on the other side, I like to call this the Jalen versus Jalen matchup. Jalen Johnson, who's averaging 22.5, 10 points, it's nearly 10 and a half. I can't read. Nearly 10 and a half rebounds and 7.9 assists, nearly 8 assists a game. He's nearly averaging a triple-double. No one's talking about the Hawks. No one's speaking on the Hawks. The Hawks are a team to watch out for. The Knicks, very good, very talented. Karl Anthony Towns, X Factor, Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby. That team has heart. That team has heart. They're going to play up to task, and the Knicks are the Knicks. So, but I do, in an upset, have the Hawks advancing, because the Hawks are playing some good ball, and they're playing really good defense. And I could be completely wrong, but I just feel like the Hawks are gonna but they're gonna mess up the East a little bit. And so I'm predicting the Knicks to be eliminated in the first round in an upset. Um, I don't think there'll be major changes done. Um, I never like to predict anything or like to say anything, but I feel like something is going to happen that's going to shift this series. So, or um, the Knicks are going to find out that this is a different Hawks team that they played before. I could be completely wrong. The Knicks could come in and just just blow out the Hawks, but I just feel like the way the Hawks are playing right now and how they're playing defense, this one could go 7, and this one could be an upset. So that's my prediction on that. Now we'll start with the Sunday games. We have the Celtics and the Sixers. Before I even give the stats, I don't think the Sixers have a chance without Embiid. We'll just start it there. Maxey, even though Maxey's averaging 28, nearly 29 a game, 4.1 rebounds and 6.6 assists. Jaylen Brown for the Celtics is averaging nearly 29 a game, 28.7. He's averaging 6.9 rebounds and 5.1 assists. They have Tatum back. Now, if Tatum comes back and he plays like he's been playing, they will be fine. They'll be fine. They'll probably beat the Sixers in 5. If he comes back and he's a little hesitant and they're a little hesitant, I feel like they can still do the job, but maybe with the emergence of Paul George and stuff like that, maybe the series goes 7, maybe the series goes 6. Just one of those things to watch and kind of keep up with. But either way, I don't see the Sixers beating them unless Joel Embiid pulls like a Willis Reed type thing and he comes back. So if he does, that will make it very interesting because then there's no one that the Celtics have on the block that can stop him if Embiid is even at 70%, so or 65%. So the next games I have on, or next game I have on the docket will be the Pistons. Looks like I have the Pistons and the Magic, where we have Cade Cunningham, who's coming back off an injury. He's averaging nearly, we'll just say 24 a game, 23.9, 5.5 rebounds and almost 10 assists a game, 9.9. He's balling. Their team's balling. Their backup point guard's balling. This is a very good team. This is a very disciplined team. Out of all the teams that are playing in the first round, this is the round that I think would be a sweep out of all of them. I don't think any of them are going to be a sweep. So now I don't think anybody's going to get swept in the first round. I think every first round team, even the Suns, I think the Suns are going to somehow pull out a win against the Thunder. We'll get to that game here shortly. But if there was to be a sweep, if it was in my prediction, the sweep would be happening in this one. I feel like the Magic are good, but they're kind of dysfunctional. They don't want their coach. They're not playing for the coach. I don't know what's really going on. But they have a lot of talent there. I feel like with Wagner, both Wagners, really. But Franz Wagner's a good player. They got Paolo, who's averaging 22.2, 8.4 rebounds and 5.2 assists. So he's balling. He's balling as well. But they're just not playing to their potential. If they do somehow figure it out, watch out. But the Pistons are too big. They're too physical, and they look like they're on a mission. So the next games I have on the next game I have on the docket is the Spurs and the Trailblazers. Danny Abiyala. I'm butchering his name, so I'm just gonna go with Danny A. Danny A averaging 24.2, 6.9 rebounds, and 6.7 assists. Had a 40-point game in the playoff game to get him in, the play-in game to get him in. If he plays like that, if he's just gonna go on a tear where he's just gonna score 40 or average 30-something a night, there could be a chance where excuse me, we can see the Spurs in some trouble. Um, on the other side, the Spurs have the alien Victor Wembanyama. He's averaging 25, 11 and a half rebounds, and 3.1 assists. Now, they do. Portland does have the kid out of UConn. That's his name. Can't remember his name. Kid out of UConn. I believe he's averaging a double double, and he's just getting offensive rebounds like it isn't anything. If he can somehow, I was gonna lie, if he can somehow be able to get rebounds in that department and just start, I don't know, if he can somehow get them three three extra um, opportunities, that could go a long way. Um, if Wemby just starts having a game where he's just like, I'm not going to be stopped. I'm not going to be. You're not going to. There's nothing you can do to stop me. All you can do is contain me, type thing. Then it's going to be a long day. I mean, the guy is 7'5". He's a monster. But Portland's showing some heart. For a team that lost their coach after the first game, they're like Deborah Cox. Nobody's supposed to be here. So they really weren't supposed to be here. But they're balling out. Danny A is balling out. He's the problem. The thing about these playoffs is that it's mismatches. So they don't have anybody that can stop Victor, but Victor's coming off an injury. They don't have anybody that can stop Danny. There's no one over there that can stop Danny. Now, the Spurs have a lot of players, have a lot of young players. They're not playoff bound, so we're going to see. That's what they said about the Thunder. So, and speaking of which, the Thunder. The Thunder will be playing the Phoenix Suns. Like I said, I don't predict anyone to get swept. I feel like the Suns will hold their own. We'll at least get a game or two out of this. Now, what scares me about the Suns, if you're a Thunder fan, is Dillon Brooks. Because not only is he that physical presence, but he's also playing well. And along with Dillon Brooks, they have Devin Booker, who's averaging 26.1, 3.9 rebounds, and 6 assists. So he is distributing the ball, and he is scoring. He's also a guy that scored 70 points in a game. So he's always dangerous. This is always danger time. This is a team that's been to the finals. Dillon Brooks, he's been in the playoffs before, so they're not going to be scared. They're not going to be intimidated. They're not going to be in awe by the Thunder. But the Thunder do have probably the MVP, SGA, who's averaging 31.1 points a game, 4.5 assists, or 4.5 rebounds and 6.5 assists, 6.6 assists. Don't want to cut him short. So, and the tools around him. Williams, the scary thing is that they've been doing this good without Williams, and if he shows up, there's nothing the Suns can do. But the Suns are built for playoffs. They're built for the physicalness. They're built for games like this. So they will be ready. They will be determined. I wouldn't even be surprised if they gave them a run for the money tomorrow for game one. So those are my predictions for the first round. Got a little bit of time. So you know what? We're gonna go through my predictions for the whole playoffs. So this is what I predict for the whole playoffs. So we got the Thunder and we have the Suns. I feel like the Thunder is gonna take care of that. They'll advance. LA and Houston. LA, sorry, they will not advance. The Rockets will advance. So it looks like the Thunder and the Rockets will be playing each other in the second round, to my predictions. And then Denver, Minnesota, Denver advancing. And then San Antonio and Portland, I have San Antonio advancing. So it looks like in my predictions, I have San Antonio, Denver playing each other, and the Rockets and the Thunder playing each other. In the East, for the second round, Boston, Philadelphia, I'm picking Boston. New York, Atlanta, I'm picking Atlanta to shock the world. Cleveland, Toronto, I'm picking Cleveland. Detroit, Orlando. I'm picking Detroit. So it looks like in the second round, my picks would be Detroit, Cleveland would be playing each other, and Atlanta and Boston would be playing each other. We'll just slide to the east and then we'll go to the west. Detroit playing Cleveland. I would pick Detroit. And then Atlanta playing Boston. Once again, I'm picking Atlanta to shock the world. Yep. I'm going to look back on this and I'm going to be so wrong. But I pick Atlanta to shock the world. I feel like Tatum won't be ready. Atlanta will have those young Bulls playing. So in my Eastern Conference Finals, it looks like I will be having Detroit and Atlanta. In the West, Thunder and the Rockets. I'm going with OKC. Denver and San Antonio. I'm going Denver. So Denver, the Thunder, Detroit, Atlanta in my Final Four. And then in my Final Four, I'm picking out of Detroit and Atlanta. I'm going to pick Detroit. I feel like Atlanta, your time has come short. And then Thunder and Denver. I'm picking Denver to upset the Thunder. No one can stop the Joker. And then in the finals, I'm picking Denver. So that's my finals picks. That's my finals predictions. Once again, it's Saturday. So Michigan spring game. So be ready for that. Be prepared. Watch out for that. First round of the NBA playoffs. Today we got the Lakers. We're going to have the Rockets. We're going to have the Nuggets. We're going to have the Timberwolves. We're going to have the Cavs. We're going to have the Raptors. We're going to have the Knicks. We're going to have the Hawks. So be ready for that. Be prepared. Watch out for those. Sunday's games is going to be the Pistons, the Magic, the Celtics, the Sixers, the Thunder, the Suns, and the Spurs and the Trailblazers. So watch out for all those things, just like you need to watch out for Ice Spice hands. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. This has been Beats and Ball Talk. I'm your host with the most that used to watch Casper the Friendly Ghost, Barlow. And like always, hopefully today was better than yesterday, and tomorrow will make it better than today. You guys be easy. Peace.